When it comes to making decisions, putting them into action, and getting the results we want, Sri Lanka cricket hasn't always been at the top of its game. But hey, they recently made a decision that's actually been working out pretty well so far. We're diving into it in this video. So here's the deal. The decision I'm talking about is swapping the batting positions of Dinesh Chandimal and Kusal Mendis in Test cricket. Mendis has been getting a lot of flack for not doing well at number 3. Since the legendary Sanga retired, Sri Lanka's number 3 batsmen have struggled to maintain an average score above 30 per test innings, compared to Sangakara's 57. And guess what? Mendis has been the one batting at number 3 the most during this period. After hitting a double century against Ireland in 2023, Mendis's average in Test cricket dropped below 20 cent by September 2024. Plus, the Sri Lankan management had him as the wicketkeeper for all 3 formats, which is super tough when you're also batting at number 3. So it was a no-brainer to move him down the order and let him keep wickets. But to do that, Sri Lanka needed someone else to step up to number 3. Enter Dinesh Chandimal. Chandimal was Sri Lanka's reliable number 5 in Test cricket back then, but when this decision was made, even he was going through a bit of a slump in this WTC cycle, averaging around 24 runs per innings. On top of that, suddenly being asked to bat at number 3, where Sri Lanka had struggled to find a good replacement for Sanga, felt like career suicide. Chandimal talked about how the management asked him to take on the number 3 spot. When the selectors and coach asked me to move up to number 3, it was a new thing for me as well, because I'd only ever batted 1 innings at number 3, Chandimal told ESPN Cricinfo. I told them to give me a day to think about it. So I thought, well, I'm nearing the end of my career and we need to groom youngsters. Number 3 is a big challenge, and that you face the new ball and fresh bowlers. So it's been 5 months and 8 innings since the decision. Let's check out how things have turned out. Dinesh Chandimal, who was averaging 24 runs per innings during this WTC cycle before switching batting position, now averages 56. Meanwhile, Kusal Mendis, who on average scored 19 runs per innings since the Ireland series in 2023, now scores almost 60 per innings. Compared to the rest of the Sri Lankan team, who have collectively scored 1,253 runs at an average of 20, Chandimal and Mendis have scored a combined 805 runs at an average of 58 during this period. The only other Sri Lankan batsman who averages above 30 during this period is Kamindu Mendis, who scores 49 runs per innings. Further, these 3 are the only Sri Lankan players to score centuries during this period. So to wrap things up, out of all the decisions that barely made any sense and showed little to no success, this one actually seems like a winner, at least for now. 8 innings aren't really enough to get the full picture, but if things keep going this way, we can finally say a good decision has paid off. There's another important piece to this puzzle, Kamindu Mendis, who got promoted from number 7 to number 5. At number 7, Kamindu was a beast. He did well at number 5 during the New Zealand series, but since then, he hasn't been as brilliant. Still, let's hope it's just a patch for him and nothing major. Time will tell, but for now, we can be happy that at least one thing is going right in a process full of failures.